This is take two. I'm Connie Myers, and you are watching the Kick Butt Leadership Series. I had just introduced Shiri when everything went blue. So I'm going to introduce her again. This is Shiri Gabriel. Thank you so much for joining me on Kick Butt.
Thank you, Connie, for having me. And here we are, a pleasure, not frozen. We're good to go.
We're good to go this time. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to ask you the question over again. Were you a leader as a child?
Yes, I was.
And why were you a lead? Why would you say that?
So we started, you asked me, were you bossy? Yes, I was bossy. Yes, a leader, a quality that, my mom used to remind me of, and like, don't be so bossy, with your friends, with us, with your siblings, my two older brothers. Um, Qualities that I had as a child, aside from bossy, were just I was good at convincing people, engaging, enrolling people into doing what I wanted to do. Um, I was good at delegating, good at negotiating, especially with my parents, getting what I wanted. Yeah, and I was just, I was good at attracting people, or surrounding myself with good people as well. And even as a child, if we plan on something that we were going to do not great, a little bit mischievous, then I was always sure not to get caught. I had an exit plan.
Okay, well, my next question is typically what skills do you use today that you used back then? But I think you answered that question pretty clearly.
Yeah, no, it carried through. It really did. I do it, like consciously. Let's put it that way, right? As a child, we do a lot of things unconsciously. We're not aware of it. I'm very good at surrounding myself with the right people. I learned that at an early age, not never to be the expert, but to actually look for people that are better on the areas that I want to grow, right, and I want to build. And so I think that's the best description that I could have and give myself as a leader. So surrounding myself with the best people that I could mentor but also learn from.
That is
And
so important. That is so, so important. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to be somebody that you can learn from. So,
absolutely.
so how did you start off your working career? What had got you to where you are today?
Yeah. So I'm going to start with a little bit, unconventional, because my career really started in the army, right? It didn't start in the corporate world, but actually in the army. So I finished high school in Israel, and the army is mandatory in Israel. So I went into the army, and I was an officer. So I became an officer very fast, and that's where my leadership skills really, were paid off and developed. So my career started there. That's by far one of the best experiences of my life, where I really developed the soft skills that I was able to use later on in university and in the corporate world. So did the army, was an officer there. I trained other officers in officers course. Then I came here to Toronto, where I got into university. Mass communications and psychology is what I studied, and got very early on into the advertising world. So advertising agencies. Um, in the year 2000, got to do a few, the dot-com startups that obviously went on under, like most of them. And that's where I found myself at Coca-Cola. So the 10 last years in corporate were at Coca-Cola, in marketing, different roles, and left that world almost a decade ago, to start my journey as a solopreneur, entrepreneur. Started as a coach, life coach, career consultant, a professor. I teach at a few colleges here, marketing, communications, careers. That's when I also started to invest in real estate, became a real estate investor, and my core business today, which is ACN. So I'm a global business owner, where we broker utilities around the world.
Wow, wow. So when we were talking yesterday, you were mentioning that you do a lot of networking on LinkedIn, and you're a LinkedIn expert. Um, what are three tips you can give to somebody that's going to be on LinkedIn?
Yeah, good question. So first, it's all about your profile and the content, just like anything. So you really have to, my suggestion, pay an expert to build a good profile. You got to do that. As if you want to be a professional on LinkedIn. If you don't have to. You can literally build it yourself. Number two, start connecting with people, reaching out to people on a daily basis, right? Network. So that second part is work. People don't realize that, but you do. I schedule that on my calendar, right? I have a time for networking because it's part of the work. So my suggestion, definitely connect with at least one person every day. And practice the art and science of reaching out to people. So, in the language, in the message that you send out to people, be very inviting about it and complimentary, right? So, and authentic. So, start sending out messages to people that you really, really want to connect with. Okay. So, be very mindful about building a valuable network. It's not about the numbers, it's about the quality of people. So, be mindful of who are you going to invite into your network and who do you want to be part of your of a network.
Wow, wow. So I actually know a little bit about ACN because I was an ACN member or subscriber, whatever you want to call it. Several when they first got started. Actually, the
Wow.
only thing they really had was cell phone service. That was the very first thing they started with, and as I left right after that because we had a whole other business we started, so didn't have time for it. But you've how long have you been with ACN? And tell us a little bit about what ACN is.
Yes. So I've been with ACN for almost 7 years. And ACN today, ACN is known as the Amazon of utilities, right? So Amazon is an online platform, one-stop shop for products. We are exactly that for utilities, for services. So one-stop shop where businesses and people can go and buy their services. Services like internet, cell phone, electricity, gas, security and automation, now cybersecurity, payment processing. So all the utilities, all the bills that a home or a business pays for, they can get it through us. We're wholesalers. The difference is that it's a one-stop shop online platform, and we broker all the major providers across the US, Canada, and 27 countries.
And what is the reason I would want to do that besides the fact that it's a one-stop shop? Is there any other
Yeah.
benefit?
So, of course, convenience, that is a benefit. Saving money, getting value. We have other programs that other companies don't give, like getting services for free. We have a great referral program where you literally can stop paying for those bills every month. And something that is dear to my heart, we are affiliated with the local food banks. So when
Ah,
people are paying their bills, we actually donate a meal to children in need in North America, and we do that in other countries as well.
oh my. So how big is your network?
My network overall, it's a few thousands. Yeah, it's a few thousands. I think I have over 6,000 followers just on LinkedIn. That's my platform, so that's what I look at. And again, I could probably have many, many more, but like I said before, I'm about the quality. I'm very, very picky who I invite into my network.
So I'm sure this has been a great gift for you to grow your ACN business. Talk a little bit about the different services that are in there. You've got, I'm sure what you just mentioned, it, but go through them again. So you've got
So we
electricity.
have, yeah, we have electricity, gas. We have, when it comes to telecommunications, so internet, cell phone, home phone, TV. We have payment processing for businesses. We have security and automation for businesses and homes. And the newest service that we just launched is cybersecurity, identity theft protection.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
huge one.
that's
That is huge.
huge, huge. Yeah. So the company, as you know, Connie, has been around for almost 30 years, right? Started with one service, long distance, and it continues to evolve to the, with the next trend in identity theft protection, cybersecurity. The company has been working on this product for years, and they created this product proprietary to ACN, that has over 15 different features to protect you. I think six of them, I don't even know what they do. But they're on my computer and they're protecting me, and they protect my family. And that's what I care about.
Right, right. So, if I wanted to get involved in ACN, why would I want to do that?
Good, good. Well, the question that I always ask people when I talk to them is, do you look for other ways of making money? Are you keeping your business options open? Do you need an additional revenue stream? Which who doesn't today, right? So that's really the reason why you would get involved. Number one. Number two is, do you want to scale and build a global business online that really depends on your time, no bosses, no headaches, no overhead, right? No additional cost for a very, very low investment that you get. And number three, how much do you like to help people? Because hey, you might not be needing the money, but ACN has become a very good option for people, especially in these last 2 years, that have lost their source of income, their businesses, their jobs. And so ACN becomes exactly that. So how many people can we bring this blessing to so they can actually get back on their feet and start, making money from bills that we're going to pay anyways?
Yeah, you're not buying anything extra.
No.
Well, I can see where this would be a real benefit for real estate agents.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, my core target, Connie, and I think this is why how we connected. Obviously, given what you do, my core target, the perfect marriage for ACN is the real estate world, right? So when real estate professionals, real estate agents, property managers, when they're someone is buying a new property with them, they now can bring value to their clients by helping them and allowing them to acquire all their services in one platform, right? So we found that realtors who actually introduce or integrate ACN into their services, their pool of services, we found three things happen. They actually increase their listings, increase their referrals, and now have a source of residual income, right?
Wow.
Because the way we get paid when people pay their bills. So from that same transaction or that same work that you do as a realtor, instead of just making that one-time commission, you just created for yourself and your company a residual income.
Wow. Well, I know a few realtors that could really use that extra income, that's for sure. I think we all could at this point in time.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So how hard is it to get involved with ACN?
Oh, it's so simple. It's nothing. It's an investment of, $200. That's it. I mean, that's really it, right? And then a couple of $25 a month just to kind of keep the membership going. And that's money that those $200, I mean, people who work with me, we actually recover that in your first 24 hours. And then the $25, you don't even feel it because you're already getting the residual from the bills that you are paying, never mind in your household alone, right? So you're already recovering that investment, getting the residual, and you haven't even walked, through the door yet. So it's very easy. And for realtors, Connie, again, it's the work that they're doing anyways. They don't have to do anything, in addition to what they're doing, right? Are we here? Am I here? Did I freeze again?
And again,
Oh, am I?
oh,
Am I? Okay. Did I
there you
freeze?
are.
Okay. It must be the pipes.
But
The
you're back
pipes are
now.
frozen. I mean, it's minus 20 degrees here.
Oh my goodness. I hope you're staying inside.
I am inside and warm. Sorry, I don't know how much you heard from. What's the last thing that you
I,
that
I
you
heard
heard?
I heard some of it, but well, why don't you go over the three benefits again, that you were just talking about of being a realtor and being a part of ACN. And I wanted you I just before you froze, you mentioned the fact that you're getting paid on your own bills, which means that you are saving extra money on your own bills because you're getting that money back. And I think that's a very important point. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I pay a small arm and a leg for all my utilities. So getting a piece of that back would be very, very, especially my electric bill. Las Vegas has very high electric bills,
Yes.
but yeah, I can see where that would be a truly, really wonderful benefit just for yourself. Not to mention when you start making money off of other people's bills.
Yeah, and just for yourself, and even investors, real estate investors like myself who have properties, right? We are getting paid on the bills of our properties. So imagine that you now become the broker of those services. And so you are getting paid that residual on those properties that you have, the bills that you're going to pay anyways, right?
Hmm.
And the three benefits that I mentioned for real estate professionals, property managers is, well, you are going to increase, this is what we found, that you will increase the number of listings, the number of referrals, and you are now going to generate a residual income on the sale of that same property for years to come.
Well, and I can see that's a really be that'd be a valuable tool when it comes to staying in touch with your clients, because that's one of the biggest problems that real estate agents have. The clients forget they're there, and it's a lot of agents don't go back to their clients and say, "Hey, who do you know that might want to buy or sell a house?" But what a great way when you can add services that you're going to see something from them on a daily or on a monthly basis, and remind you to go out and reach out to those people again.
Exactly. And another thing that, the really smart realtors, what they do is, when you always give a gift to your clients, right?
Right. Closing
Usually
gift.
between, and I'm, yeah, $500, $1,000, depending on, the what purchase that is, and that property. What they're doing, realtors that have aligned themselves and have now the ACN platform, is they're actually gifting their clients with free internet for a year, home security and automation for 6 months, right? Imagine that you're able to give that to, talk about being top of mind as a realtor every day in my house, because my realtor just, helped me get internet for free, never mind, right? Because we have a referral program as well. So yeah, it's a great topic of conversation, and you and I both, Connie, that now every second person is calling themselves a realtor. So the competition is fierce. So how do you differentiate yourself? ACN will be a great way to do that.
That is awesome. That's really awesome. Well, how do people reach you?
So LinkedIn, obviously, right? Shiri Gabriel. And I don't know if I can share. I'll give again. Shiri Gabriel on LinkedIn is the best. I do have a link to my ACN platform that people can look it up. It's wholesale deals, right? Wholesale deals.acnibo.com. Wholesale deals.acnibo.com. Go and have a great online shopping this weekend.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Saving money on utilities.
it's a pleasure to get to know you a little bit more. We've had a couple of really great conversations, and I really appreciate you coming on to Kick Butt Leadership. I think you provide some really good information. And even if you're not a real estate agent, think about how if you are working with consumers of any kind or businesses of any kind, just think this is a great marketing tool for you to bring to your clients or your potential customers. So reach out to Shiri and see if it's a good fit for you. But it sounds like to me that it would be a good fit for just about everybody.
Absolutely. Connie, thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. Always a pleasure to collaborate with you.
All right, same here, my dear. Okay. All right, everyone. Another fantastic interview. A few little technical glitches, but hey, that happens just about every day. So we've gotten used to it in this day and age. But please join me back. I'll have another great interview very soon with Kick Butt Leadership. So thanks, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.
Bye bye.